Alright, good morning guys. A little bit of a wet one today. So alright for testing the window out that we got in yesterday. Right, window. It looks dry. You probably can't see anything on there, but it was covered up last night anyway with a bin bag because it was raining whilst I was doing it. Not ideal. So, yeah. So we redesigned the van last night. We were up until about 1, 2 o'clock. Redoing all the electrics and the plumbing on paper. So I've got most of it down on paper, most of it in the head. So first thing we need to do is have a little clean up, carry on taping, then we can get some wires loaded. Yep, you can all laugh. I couldn't find the end to the vacuum this morning, so I have to do it like that. We're mostly going to be working in this corner, getting the shower wiring in place so that we can actually box the room off and move further down in the van basically. Oh, if we can get the wiring done for the van first thing, that'll be more than enough. Don't forget. See? Just noticed that there's a piece of Kingspan that's not stuck very well on this side. Not something that I've done, but it's not stuck properly. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, if I've got to cut it and access it anyway to re-stick it, I might just cut it out, put a recess in there and have that as a charging point. So all my batteries going on this side anyway, because my water's probably going to be on the other side. So yeah, I think it's time to start laying some wires. The main thing with the wiring is you don't want one wire going down here and then another wire going down here and then one wire going down here. You want to try and keep them together. So what I try to do is utilise this top area like the factory have done on this side, because all we're going to do is put a piece of board up here anyway to cover all this up. So it's actually the last piece to go on is that board, which means that it's easy access to all your wiring. Fantastic. So I'll do the same down here. It'll actually be behind the cupboards, most likely, up in the corner. Also, why I try to keep it up at the top, this is a top tip right here. And this is come from slight mishaps in the past, you could say, but not of mine, of things that I've seen and had to sort out. So if you're running your wires on the floor somewhere, I've seen it a lot. It's not good practice. It's not good practice in anything. In my previous job, you never used to see wires running on the floor, really. They'd always be up off the floor, P-clipped up, all the way down a stanchion or anything. The reason being is for leaks. If you have a leak, it could be anything, right? If you leave your water pump on and you just use the tap, your water pump, if you have a leak, will empty your system. Before it turns off, it will run out of water. Where's it pumping it? Onto the floor of your van. Not good. Not good at all. People might say about water running down the cables, just put a U in it. Very, very simple. Same as household electrics. Put a U below a plug or anything like that, and that stops any water climbing. Water doesn't beat gravity. I'm actually going to run one wire here because the light I'm using uses 0.2 amps, so it's nothing. The fan will use a couple of amps, and the wire I've got is rated to 10 amp. So it's overkill wire, serious overkill wire. It's got anti-chafe on the outer sheathing. I think that's all I have to say about the electrics. Alrighty, so when it comes to the lighting, I most certainly do not need to have this gauge of wire running. I've actually got a much smaller gauge of wire, which is perfect for running LED lights. So, this wire, I don't want all my lights running together. So, if you want all your lights on together, very simple, daisy chaining it's called, where say that's going to be your last light, you put it there, simple as this, and then you work your way all the way back. So you want another light here, you simply make a big loop in the wire, you leave that hanging down from the ceiling, and then you go on to your next one. So you have your end light with this, then you go to your next light, and you put this, and then you keep going. So all you have to do is cut that and put a light onto it, and then keep going. You go down to a switch and then to your power source. But I will be doing this, but only in one place, and that's the kitchen. I think the bedroom area is only going to have one light in it, because it's mostly going to have LEDs or like strip LEDs or a reading light. So you don't really need masses of light. The last fan, I think I put 6 light bulbs in it, LED lights, and it was so bright, it was ridiculous. And it wasn't the warm LEDs, it was the bright white LEDs. But the bathroom's going to be separate to the so-called hallway, the entrance to the kitchen to the bathroom. Yes, that's how big this van is. You can actually section it off. It's coming along quite nicely, but you can see that it starts to get quite messy quite quickly. So if you can't be doing with all this mess, which it doesn't really bother me when I'm doing the electric because I know what's going on, then just keep it a little bit tidy when you're doing it, that's all. Alright, well, we didn't expect to be doing that much to electrical today. I expected to do other things, but with it being down outside all day, there wasn't a lot I could do. So, it's getting on a little bit now, I'm tired, and you know, it's Sunday, it's pretty late. I best go and sort some food out and call it a night. Probably tidy up and get ready for another week tomorrow. So, if you've been tuning in, thank you very much. See you. Cheers, guys. Alright guys, so other than a little bit of a sweep up, I think we're ready to rock and roll. So, as always, we've got our coffee. Perfectio. Grab the list. Okay, so we have got shower wall, not done, but we picked insulate roof and we got that done. Excellent. Window, we got that done. Brilliant. Swivel seat, I believe that's him. Woo. Laying the wires. Now I think that could pretty much stay on there forever, because I'm always going to be adding to that. I think the initial part of it is done, but there's no solar in here, there's no split charge relay in here, there's no battery in here, that's not done, is there? Let's be honest. So today, shower wall. I think we're going to have to start building so that I can order my shower tray. I'll be using cladding because it's next day delivery on that stuff. Anyway, shower wall, we're going to get on with that. We're going to give this place a sweep out, even though it will get very dusty again today. And I think we need to get material out. Right guys, so it's not actually as bad as we expected for a first go. Sorry, pencil straight in the lens. So, as you can see, we've got a massive gap at the back there, and we've got a large gap, not a gap, but an overhang, right where we want it to be. Now this is ideal, this is perfect. The overhang is about the same as what needs to go in, hopefully a little bit more. So, as you can see, maybe you can't from there actually. It just wants a little bit more off the top so that it can snug into there nice and tight, and then we're going to strike all the way up. That's only if it needs it. At the moment it's looking like it might just slide straight in, which would be absolutely lovely. So you probably can't see down there, but I've ended up cutting a little notch out of the top of this wood so my wires can fit through it. Doesn't matter because my ceiling will be about 2 inches lower than that anyway, so the wires being up here aren't an issue. The wires are actually there for the shower. It's the shower light and the shower fan, so they have to be there. Now that fits like a glove. And if you look at the tape line down here, perfect, because it will have something on the front of here. Obviously not the full front, but it will have a little bit at the top, a little bit at the bottom, a very thin piece going up here, no doubt, and then a bit more here. So, be able to step in. Is it big enough for a shower this time? My last one was a little bit tight. Be nice to utilise that space, wouldn't it? That's a lot of space in that shower. That is going to have to get utilised in here. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm so happy with that. I know I've only put one piece of wood in, but that's one of the bigger, harder pieces to do. I need another piece for here. And that's the next thing to be doing. So you can see I've still got a big massive gap all the way around, and I've still got a little bit of an overhang down here, which is just fine. If we look at the overhang on the other one, it's sat recessed back, so we've still got a few centimetres to play with. I'm going to try and get this just basically screwed into place and get a few bits of support made for it. So when I do take this out and paint it, it's easy to put straight back in again. Screw holes are there, I know where I'm drilling, screwing. I'm not having to mess around with a painted piece of wood and it'll get down. So I do think that that's going to work quite well, to be honest. It gives me plenty of support. The slats across keep this apart really well, but you could end up with a piece of floating plastic in the middle of nowhere, which is an absolute nightmare, to be honest with you, because it squeaks. It could carry on, but bank holiday, people will hate me if I start using the saw and banging at this time. So it's probably a good time to call it a do. If I do any more, I'll just let you know in the morning. I think that's it. I'll catch you tomorrow. Cheers again for tuning in. If you did. Thanks. Good morning, guys. So, what are we doing today? Well, we've been out and got ourselves a box full of goodies. Quick dry acrylic paint. So this is good enough for the window. This can be painted onto glass. I'll have to acetone wipe it, give it a good clean. So we've got that for later. Fantastic. So we've got ourselves some wooden screws, we've got ourselves Sikaflex, we've got ourselves some hinges. Why don't we do some work? So that's the idea. That's going to work. I'm not going to screw it into place right now, because the next thing I need to do is paint this window. So I'm going to go and get some acetone, give it a clean down, and mark up where this kitchen is going, so I can make an L around here somewhere, so I can still utilise the majority of this window. Never painted glass before, so fingers crossed I've bought some good paint for it, and while the paint's drying for that, I should be able to cut a board for here and get this shower basically done. Get in there! That genuinely is the first attempt of putting that in, and it's the first time I've ever done anything like this. That's looking alright. That is looking alright. Now, I'm going to countersink screw this in, and the reason for that is no water should even get to this wood anyway. Yeah, I'm chuffed with that. Let me know what you think. I've got myself a little, see if you can see that for a shower in the van. Huge. And that's brilliant. Oh yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. Really, really, really happy. Right, let's get some screws. Let's screw it up. Well, there we have it. I think it's alright. I mean, got enough screws in there. The way that I did my van, very quick and easy, PVC on the inside, siliconed up. When I actually took the tray out and checked, it was all dry. Everything was fine after 18 months. The only reason I took it out was I damaged the shower tray. So I took the shower tray out and everything was dry underneath. Maybe just put a little bit of a roof in here so that when I plastic clad it's nice and simple. I need to come up with something for the front, but I think that will happen when I put a shower tray in and I know exactly where my base will be. Pretty happy with the work tonight. An absolute disaster site. Yeah, I believe it's time to have a little bit of a tidy up. Guys, tomorrow after a big clean up. Ciao for now.